Yeah, I did
Doesn't look
it.
like it. Now it looks like it.
Yeah, we're live.
We're live.
Yay.
Yee.
Trying to pop the chat. I'm getting my screen situated. And
Me
I'm
too.
not muted over here. What the heck?
The chat. Whoopsie. Sorry.
Was that you?
That was me. I just
Oops.
wanted to pull up the chat.
We had a few oopsies here. Alrighty. Hi everyone. Welcome to the Raven Wolf channel. This is Anna, and today I have Anja as my guest. So
Hello.
welcome, Anja. You've been on the show before, so welcome back.
Well, thank you for having me back again. And
How's it
hi,
going?
everyone.
How's it going?
It's going good. Busy day.
Yeah.
Preparing a fire for later.
Ooh, nice. What's your plans there? You wanna share?
Mm.
You wanna share with everyone?
Well, today it's just for the full moon ceremony because I find, well, I'm starting actually to prepare today for Samhain, the dead of the festival of the dead.
Wait.
It's originally
When's that? Because that sounds a lot like the El Día de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead, that Mexicans celebrate. Have you heard about that?
Yeah, I've heard about it.
When is it? When is the one that you're gonna start preparing?
So the original date is always with a new moon in November.
Okay.
So it's gonna be the 7th. But the time actually starts like in October going over to November. So, and I feel for me that the veil is starting getting very thin. So I'm starting today.
Can I ask you something about that?
Yes.
When you said you feel that the veil is thinning or whatever wording, how do you know, or what is it that makes you come to that conclusion? Because, well, I'll let you answer.
Yeah, I just feel it. It's like you feel the presence more and more. More is going on. I see more spirits. And it's not only spirits that are caught here, it's spirits that are reaching out from the other side. So it's not like
separation.
Yeah, it's like not only family, it's like really ancestors that go back far, far, far that you never met in this life. So, and I just feel it. I can't really explain it, just something I feel and see, of course.
The reason why I asked that is because I guess for me, I see it on a different perspective because I don't see spirit all the time. You know, I feel, but to me, when, you know, from my perspective of the thinning of the veil, you know, to me, that's when it seems like I get more synchronicities, or I get more animal messages, or, you know, I get more contact with the spirit world.
Yeah, so that's what it is, literally.
Interesting. Yeah, I know. I was just curious because, you know.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
Yeah, that's what it's too. I'm getting messages too. You know, it just pops up, like even stuff that I'm not thinking about, or I see certain things that all of a sudden bring a thought in my mind, which I know it's a message. Because like I don't channel or invoke, so I just listen to the surroundings.
Yeah. Excuse me. So do you know what's the difference between invoking and evoking?
Well, evoking, I would say, I mean, I've never heard of evoking before.
Let's Google. Let's screen share and let's Google, see what that means.
But I would just say from the meaning of it, could be also an immigrant thing that I've never heard of it. It's just.
I mean, I'm an immigrant. I guess you can say that too. And I don't know. Maybe here. Let's see.
But just from my feeling, I would say you evoke something. You evoke the power of something, the strength of something. Like if I call upon Odin during a healing ritual, I evoke him by his name, his presence. But invoking in witchcraft is the spirit is actually taking over your body.
Yeah. Okay. So here it
So
says,
what does it say?
invoke, it says call on a deity or spirit in prayer as a witness or for inspiration.
Yeah, and that is
And
Wikipedia.
Then invoke. Oh, I guess there's not different. Invoke, I mean. Let's see. Alternatives for, wait, what?
Invoke.
Third person singular present invokes person particle invoking simple past and past principle invoke. I don't know.
Alternative form of invoke. So yeah, that's what I mean. I've never heard of it. It just from the sense of it, I would say you call upon something. But invoking, I know for sure, is really you're asking a goddess, a spirit to literally take over, which I do not recommend ever, unless you do it for ritual purposes and you know what you're doing. Like
so
my what?
No, go ahead.
Sorry. Like I used to do that back once, and it's strange because you literally you get part of it, what's going on, but you're really not yourself anymore. So, and the purpose of doing it is like my shaman friend Niels, or what I did too. Like he, for example, invoked Thor during a seminar for men that had no strength or had problems with their male side. So you invoke it to pass the energy better on. Right? But like I said, I wouldn't really recommend it unless you don't know what you're doing.
And I'm glad that you bring that point out, because that's something that I've been seeing since my spiritual awakening, since, last year, when like I see that, how do I say it? I feel like there's a lot of stuff that people don't get to know all the information before they start actually getting themselves into something. And like, I don't know, for me, when I find out that, there's certain rules and, laws that one has to follow, and, I realized that, no matter everything that I'm going to be doing, no matter if it's tarot card readings or no matter if it's whatever, astrology, I need to know, like, where was I going with that? Oh yeah, I need to know everything about it. Like, I need to be informed of what can happen. Like, I need to be informed before I actually start doing anything. Yeah. Because the spirit realm, and, it's not a joke.
No, and you don't have only friendly spirits out there.
Yeah. Yes.
Or you really need to be
so below, right?
Yeah, you need to be aware of the energy you're working with, right?
Yes.
And sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I mean, I just want to stress that no matter what everybody is looking into, I think that my recommendation, my suggestion is, to make sure you know what you're doing before you get yourself into something that you might lose control of it, because it's just so beyond what, you can handle because you weren't informed. So yes, please do your research, inform yourself about, everything that you want to do working with the spiritual realm.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like, people awake and then they get 10,000 million informations and go right on it. And yeah, as you said, I cannot stress it out enough either, because I speak of experience, I learned the hard way. When I thought, cool, let's invoke. Yeah, and like I said, I was rarely myself because I didn't know enough. If you invoke, you still have to be able to feel yourself, to know you're still there, and you have the power to boot that spirit out again, which if it's a spirit goddess that is just coming for for that purpose, like Thor with the energy, it will leave on itself again. Or they might not even come. They might say, Sugar Cup, you deal with that yourself. So I think the faster it goes in, the worse it is. So please, everybody, make sure before you channel, invoke, really, really do your study, because you never know what you get.
With me, honestly, it's with everything. And I don't know if part of me, I guess I took that as an advantage for me because, when I start figuring out that there's certain laws and stuff, like to me, it was kind of like, ooh, I don't want to do something that I'm not, I just want to jump into something because I just, I want to rush it instead of informing myself. And it was like, I don't want to know the consequences because, maybe because my programming or whatever. But I feel like that was a big thing and I don't see it enough,
Yeah. And someone just mentioned he just evokes his own spirituality. Yeah, that's something like that. As long as it's about yourself, right? Or you evoke the energy of a spirit guide or whatever. Yeah, it's all outside your body, right? But invoke. But invoke.
Sebastian said, indeed, boys and girls, learn what you're getting yourself into as far as magic, from my understanding. Yes. And not only magic, but anything. Like I can turn this around into vaccines. Inform yourself before you vaccinate.
Before you poison yourself.
So, I mean, it's not only in this, I mean, it's in the general. It's good to be able to have a knowledge of things before we jump into things that we don't really quite understand. So
especially in these times.
Oh yeah. With thinning of the veil, back to what we were talking.
Yeah. With the frequencies going on, other negative spirits getting aware of the positive work, right? And I'm not saying everyone is having entities attached, because I find lately this is like very famous too. Or that person is mean, it got an entity attached. No, don't always take entities
like an excuse. Oh, it's okay, it has an entity attached, so that's why. No bullshit. No, you take responsibility of your own fucking shit. I'm sorry.
Let it all out.
I'm sorry. I got fired up a little bit. Yes. You are responsible of yourself. Don't try to make an excuse though, because no,
not working. I just noticed that too, right?
My bad.
It's
about
bullshit.
The cursing. Sorry, I got carried away, people. My bad. Oops.
Whoopsie.
Yeah.
No, it's correct. No, it's just some people are just plain assholes. They don't have anything attached. They're just plain,
narcissistic or whatever. Yeah.
So it has nothing to do with entities. It's just if you do spiritual work like really deep, like invoking, whatever.
Yeah.
The risks are there. It's a fact. And is it meditation?
It's with everything. It's with everything. Every action that you do it has a good consequence or a bad consequence,
It is.
So the more you're aware of it, I think the more you'll get.
They're wounded, Anja. Wounded.
Wait,
excuse me, I take back the asshole. Okay, they're wounded.
You're funny.
My bad.
So hi everybody in the chat. I'm sorry we didn't.
Yeah, sorry, we got carried away.
Yeah. Ooh, this full moon.
Yeah, it's just like I learned the hard way back when I started 20 years ago, right? Or a little longer. I had no one to help me. And I know how it feels. You get an idea, you get an awakening, and you're like, whoa, I got the power. And then
you don't know what the heck you're doing.
no, and I totally failed. I had shadows in my house, spirits in my house. I did healings, didn't know how to ground. I didn't even know the word grounding. So I just, oh, this is so cool. I can meditate with those people and I can dive in their energy. This is awesome. And I was crawling on my gums a few days later, right? I'm like, I'm drained. I can't walk anymore. So
yeah.
Same with incense mixing. I mixed the shit out of everything I had, not realizing what I was actually getting into. And yeah, I learned the hard way.
Well,
And
most of us do, and I think that's part of our journey. Unfortunately, us earthlings, we learn through mistakes, hopefully, or at least that's the goal, right? To learn from the mistakes so you don't do it again.
yeah, and my bet is I always want to rescue everyone. and sometimes I have to step back and have them do their own decision to learn.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me though, because I have this,
it's like you have the knowledge and you want to share it, but yet they're not, no matter what you said, they're not gonna, they're gonna do what they're gonna do.
No, and I get involved too much and I have to, but that's my fault. That's a weakness of mine. I have to take myself back because people need their own experience as well, right?
Right.
So I gotta watch myself sometimes to like, okay, I back up.
Yeah, because if not, you're not you're not letting them learn the process.
Yeah, but it just, I see what's going on, especially now in the spiritual world these days. And I see the darkness, that's my gift. So that's why I'm getting all fired up, right?
Yeah.
And I don't want anyone to get hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, I see. The mama bear.
Yeah, that's true.
The mama bear comes out. I have that mama bear in me too. Don't mess with people that I love or care, because you'll be surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what people never realize. Oh, she always laughs. Yeah, wait.
Yeah, especially in justice. I don't like that. But
No,
anyways, let's go back to, so Anja is gonna do a little presentation and I'm gonna let her explain her presentation. But I also wanna let you guys know that I will be talking about the full moon and in Taurus, and I'm gonna be reading an email about the full moon. So, but first, and then we're gonna do card readings. So first, I'm gonna let Anja talk.
Okay, you don't want to say what I want to talk about?
Yes, do it.
Do it. Just had to poke you. So I wanted to talk about, we know it as Samhain, or the original saying is Samhain, or what we know as Halloween, right? So this is, since I'm a little witchy, this is like my favorite time of the year, the season of the witch, what I call it. So, and yeah, I just wanted to explain a little bit where it's coming from and why it's done and why people wear costumes this day and why we're carving pumpkins, This is like all taking over from old traditions. And I also would like to explain why it means so much to me, because it's very connected with the ancestors of ours. So I just wanted to talk a bit about it. So, gypsy? Yeah. Do you consider yourself a gypsy? Who? Me or Anna? Fucking Michael.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know what a gypsy is. I think that was for you, Anja. I don't know. I'm gonna throw it to you.
Okay, just throw the ball to me, okay?
I want to say before you start, thank you. Welcome, Butterfly Kisses. You're so sweet. And welcome to the fam. All right, Anja, go ahead, take it.
Yeah, and hi to everyone. Sorry. So, Yeah. So the real meaning of Samhain, Samhain is actually more of political nature, surprisingly. So this was when the Celts and all the tribes, they got together, um, um, like they were gathering the harvest. As we know, it's fall time, and we're harvesting our veggies, the corn, and whatever we planted. So they got together, and yeah, they were having a big feast, sharing whatever they harvested, put it away for the winter, right? They stocked it up. And it was one of the most important, well, they had 4 important festivals, the Celts. So, and so yeah, it was one of them. And also marriages were prepared. Like I talked about Beltane before. This is the church made out of it like an orgy festival, that when they were presenting that the Celts were just screwing the shit out of each other in big orgies. But the truth is, yeah, it is a fertility festival, but like marriages were closed that day. So, and those marriages were prepared in Samhain. So, and of course, they were gathering, talking about, okay, which animals do we have to slaughter? Do we have enough for the winter? So that was all prepared. Or if there were arguments between tribes, you know, little arguments, because mostly the Celts, the tribes, they stayed for themselves, separated. So, or in between, like, it was like a court day, but in a nice way, not like these days.
Wait, they're saying in the chat like a ritual sex magic?
No. No. I said the church.
Oh, the church.
Made Beltane, which is a fertility festival, May 1st. They made it sound like everybody was just, you know, screwing around and doing weird shit. But it was, the truth is, marriages were prepared. Marriages were put through, or hand fasting, not marriages, but hand fasting bonding. So
I see. Okay. Very interesting. Very
so
interesting.
and then also there is the mystical meaning, right? This is when the other world, the veil, is getting very thin, or is at this thinnest.
Like
So
now?
this is the best time where you can contact your ancestors, or and if you have certain questions, if you want to say thank you, maybe even for you to let go, to say goodbye, because I know myself, this is very hard. And also, like people that maybe died a year before, oh, their souls, that is the best time for them to move on. So that's why if someone passed away in your circle and it's in between a year, try really not to hold on to them too much, because they need to move on. And in that year, that's actually the hardest for a soul to realize what happens. So yeah, it's more hurting them, and you're hurting yourself too, even more. So for them, it's the best time to move on then. And also, not only, like, you could get in touch, ask questions, and mostly people start doing oracles, smudging incense.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Um, so you were saying that, what was the question? It was because you said the thinning of the veil and that you can connect with your ancestors. It was
Yeah.
something regarding that. What was the question? I don't know.
The
I'll come
veil,
back.
not the veil.
Not the, all right, never mind. It will come back. I'm sorry. It was a good question too.
It will come back.
All right, never mind.
So, like here made a little note. So the festival is also dedicated to the goddess Holla. You all know the fairy tale from Holla where she shakes her pillows, you know, and let it snow. If you know, it's a Grimm's tale, but it's actually based on a myth like all the Grimm's tale.
No, I don't think I heard about that one.
And she is like an earth goddess of the realm. That's where the elderberry is associated with. And she watches over the dead and welcomes them. So that's actually no one else than Heel, Hecate, right? Or the Morrigan. It's actually the same, but everybody gives her different names. And she stands for the protection of the souls and animal, plants, because since she's connected to the underworld, that's in the earth, right? So that therefore she protects the earth as well and the seeds. And I like with her as well when I do healings, energy work, because she helps me to remove old wounds, old patterns that people don't need, that block them, and she puts them in her kettle. So if you have anything that you know you have to release, you can ask her for help during that time. I mean, anytime at all, but now especially with all that great hunter moon tonight and the new moon coming, it's a perfect time, you know, and you can just ask her to move it on to her kettle and she will take it away. Sounds like totally weird, but it's really helping. So, and also what I find interesting, like when it became more and more aware that the veil was getting thin and people were talking to ancestors or had better access to the other world, and Christianity came in, and of course they started getting scared. They were scared of demons, the devil, and I don't know what else, right? So they started protecting themselves. So in that night, when they were thinking they were actually walking around among them, that's when they started dressing like ghosts. So the dead wouldn't see them or recognize them at livings because they were afraid the dead would take them with them, which is not happening. So I'm just saying, but this is how the myth came up with the costumes, and that's why we're still doing that. And the pumpkin, back in the days, it wasn't really pumpkin, but it was those, what do you call them? You know, the beads, the sugar beads. They were carving faces in them in sugar beads if they had pumpkin at all, but that wasn't really happening down in Europe. So, but everything, like every kind of bead.
You said bead? What do you mean?
Those beads, those roots that you can eat, like carrot, looking like carrot, but it's white, and you make sugar out of it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So they were carving faces in them, and that was to protect the children in the village.
That's interesting. The reason why I asked that is because, sorry, on the day of El Día de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead, which is actually celebrated every year on November 2nd. And I think I'm finding a lot of similarities to what you're speaking, because I feel like that's also, you know, you were saying that this time when you celebrate this occasion, it's when the veil is really thin, correct?
Yeah, so correct.
I found it very interesting that that's around the time that, you know, in Mexico, we celebrate the Day of the Dead, which is November 2nd. And, you know, you're supposed to honor your ancestors. Like the whole purpose of that day is to remember the ancestors and the ones that had passed. And, you know, you're supposed to build an altar with pictures of your loved ones that has passed, and then you put something that they used to like when they were alive. Like for example, my uncle, he used to like or he smoked cigarettes all the time. So we will put some cigarette pack, or somebody, an aunt like tequila, so we will put a tequila bottle or stuff like that. And it is really to as a remembrance and put honor them, and remember
that's
them.
what I do too. You put up a little offering, like usually you celebrate it in a big group, but I'm not a big group, so I celebrate by my own self. But you put up food, right, that you harvested, and then you make a little plate for your ancestors to honor them. You can put up your picture, right, and exam like with that's very interesting.
And they do a sugar skull, the sugar skulls, they're made out of sugars. So I thought that was interesting what you were saying, that they will carve them
with a someone just said the net turnip. Oh my god, I can't talk.
Turnip?
I just say beets. It's easier. Yeah, so that's really, the similarities are there, and it's also nature tribe, right? So and the reason it turned out to be the 31st is of course church-wise again. They moved it to the November 1st and called it All Saints or something. All Souls, yeah. So, and here, and there's an information note that I made because I like to pout on that. So it's also called Reformation Day, because that happened on October 31st. The monk Martin Luther, and I apologize for everyone believing in God. I'm not bashing the belief in God. I'm just bashing on the institution. Please never forget that, okay? So the monk Martin Luther nailed his 95 of like flyers of the church in Wittenberg. He condemned the indulgence letters and that one can buy free from sin with money. Today it is believed that he has not nailed it.
I'm sorry, what? Did you say nail her?
I mean that Reformation note, it, not her.
You're funny. Okay, here we go. Back in the gutter.
Oh, sorry. So that he nailed it to the church wall, the flyer, not her, but has sent it to acquaintances and nobles and made it his round. Pretty brave at the time of the witches and heroic pursuit. I'm just being sarcastic. For the evangelists, also big party. His three most important sayings in this: not by doing good work, but by faith alone does man find God. Only the grace of God, not human endeavor and good work, does man owe his justification. Not the tradition of the church, but Holy Scripture alone is the source of faith.
Wow.
So, but the big changes came only 4 years later, but I really don't know much about it. So I just found it interesting that this happened to the 31st.
Yeah, that day.
So, yeah, but buy yourself free with money, I don't know.
So how you celebrate that day? Like you were saying about a bonfire or something, right?
Yeah, I like the bonfire because the bonfire is also a tradition. It helps the souls that are still stuck here to find their way.
Oh, I love that.
The other realm.
Whoa, I just hit my desk. I did not know that.
Yeah, so that's what the tradition is for with the fire. It shows them the way. It helps them to move on the ones that I have not moved on. So, and then also I burn incense, certain incense like juniper, elderberry, mugwort, verbena. Those are all incense that protect you, that help you to connect better with the spirit realm, that open your mind a bit.
Nice.
Not on a drug.
No.
So no one get excited here. It's not making you high. It's regular herbs. And it's very clean.
Like herbs.
Yeah, me too.
Wink. Anyways, continue.
And so, and then usually I like to drink my mead, my honey wine. It's just because it's Odin's favorite drink and mine too.
Nice. So you're gonna go outside, you're gonna live stream that?
Well, tonight I'm just gonna have a bonfire and for the full moon ritual, and I just open the season. Let me put it this way, it's for me opening the wane season. And I don't know if I feel the 7th, but anywhere between. And back even the Druids, they celebrated actually that's all that's pretty much known. They celebrated it 3 days in a row, not just one night. They had 3 nights. 1, 2, 3, magic number. So
and that's interesting because that's, you know, the full moon energies, they're like here 3 days before the full moon and 3 days after. So there's the 3 threes again.
Right, it is. So I like it. And I don't know, maybe I stream the fire later, but I'm just gonna do a full moon ritual. And then later on the 7th, the original night, I'm gonna for sure stream and share the ritual I'm gonna do. And before that, I'm gonna talk about maybe some people want to get together some herbs. And you can decorate, right, with apples, with corn, everything that you harvest.
So I have a question. What is your opinion on this? Because with the whole Mexican tradition, the Day of the Dead, el Dia de los Muertos, the reason why they will put a food or stuff that the people, you know, when they were alive used to like is because they believe that the spirit can absorb with the smell. Have you heard that before?
Yeah, I mean, and it makes sense because we can smell them. I mean, I can smell, like when my grandma died, and 1 or 2 weeks later, I could smell her in my living room or my bedroom. I could smell her. You know, like certain people have their smell. I could smell that.
Yeah.
So the opposite, of course, why not? I mean, it makes perfectly sense. I haven't heard it, but it makes perfectly sense.
Yeah, wow.
And they can
I was just curious to know your opinion on that. Yeah. Well, that's cool, Anja. I'm glad that you're sharing that information with us because, like, I did not know that, you know?
Yeah, and it's just my favorite time of the year. Like I said, the season of the witch.
Yep.
And it's also, you know, it's also the rebirth. You know, you're celebrating the death, and after the new life begins. So it's just, and it's also the witch's new year or the Celtic New Year. So this is when the new year starts, not on the 31st of December. This is actually when the new year starts, the wheel that I talked about before. So this is what it is. It's a new year. So for me, it starts after the 7th of November or after the 31st of October. But I like the 7th because 31st is Gregorian. So
who cares?
Yeah, so it's a new beginning.
Who cares about the Gregorian calendar?
Yeah, who cares?
That's cool, Anja. Well, is there anything else you want to share before we move to the full moon stuff?
No, not really. Like like herbs and all that, that to incense, that would take too long. But you could bake a bread, for example, yourself, you know, just to honor what you have.
Oh, and also, oh my gosh, I can't believe I forgot that. We also have a bread, a special bread that we use, we eat with the family members. It's called el pan de muerto, the bread of the dead, of course. And it's very sugary. And, that's an occasion where you gather with your family and you celebrate, I don't know.
Yeah, that's what you bake it for. It's Swedish too. Sweet-ish, not Swedish.
Not Swedish.
Swedish, not Swedish. My name is Inga. I'm from Sweden. No. So.
Ricola.
Ricola.
Oh my God. Oh.
Sorry, I couldn't resist. I'm not Inga. So.
Oh my God, you're so funny.
Yeah, and then you braid it. You braid the dough to a little braid.
Yeah.
You know, like the like from the not the wheat, that makes the wrong impression here. You know, the cornfield. You know, they all look like little breed.
Oh, like the wheat you're talking?
Yeah. Yeah.
Not weed, but wheat.
Not the weed, the weeds, the weed.
With a T, not D.
Yeah, where you make the flour with. So they look like little.
Yes, braids. Yes, I know what you're talking about, Anja. Yes.
So good. And that's why you do that with the bread too, as in, you know.
Yeah, you braid it like that.
Braid it, yeah. Thank you. That was the word. Yeah, okay, thanks.
I got you.
Not the veal, the veil is thin,
yes.
not the veal.
Yes.
Okay, I got this.
You're funny. Because we're in the same boat. I mean, I say words the wrong all the time. So hey, we that's why we make such a good teamwork.
Hi, Isaac.
But anyways, let's see. So this is the full moon card, and is the fulfillment, and then in Taurus. So here's the Taurus card. So I want to read what it says about the full moon. And I like this little thingy. It says, I embody my magic. I embody my womb. I embody the power of this full moon. So I thought it was cute.
It is
Let's
cute.
see. The luminous full moon is a wonder to behold. She emerges at the sunset, large, round, and voluptuous. There is more marine and animal activity in nature. Creatures are awakening. Wilderness is blooming. There is an awakening in the ocean of your cells. The water in your body are churning like the ocean created by the pull of the full moon. Honor the strong emotions rising up to the surface. You are in high tide. Everything is amplified right now, good or bad. You are being asked to fulfill your desires, or if they have been past this new state of being, completion is yours. But remember, this opportunity will not last long. The full moon allows only glimpses of her power and magic. Imitate the moon and embrace the mysteries within you. Let her live through your cells and embody the magic, expressed through your unique luminosity. Surround yourself with others wild magical beings and howl at the moon together. The magic you build will create more fuel to fulfill your desires.
Oh, that's nice.
That's what it said about the full moon.
And I got a moon card too out of my witch tarot.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, that's beautiful.
So I'm gonna read what it says too, the main.
Yeah.
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done. Yeah, I'm gonna read the Taurus, but after you read the moon.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's why I asked, because I always interrupt. Sorry.
No, you're good.
So after an adorous journey, moon appears to indicate that you are coming to the end of a phase. Cycles begin and end and begin again, but in new form. Patterns repeat until the lesson have been fully understood and learned. Don't we all know that? As you step into this new phase, the acceptance and full anticipation, for you will not wish to go over old ground again. No, we don't. New opportunities await, so be vigilant. Outcomes lie in your hands. Call down the moon as she embraces you in her soft, luminous glow. Bathe under the pure feminine and restorative energy she immerses you with. Recharge your working crystals under her full presence and go sky-clad in honor of the triple goddess who watches over you as the moon rules your emotions.
Nice.
Never forget that she also lives with you as you work in conjunction with her phases, honoring at all times your new, full, and dark aspect of maiden, mother, and crone.
That's beautiful. And for a minute, my voice sounded like very distorted. It was creepy. It creeped me out. No, it said very similar stuff to my card, no?
Yeah.
So let's see. With the Taurus card, it says, you need to get back in touch with your sensual nature. You have been in your head for too long, and now it's time to listen to your body. How does your body feels? How does it want to be nurtured? How can you tend to all your senses, taste, touch, smell, hearing, and sight? When you begin to focus on the physical, tangible realm, you will feel balance again. If you are on the shadow side, you have overindulged too much recently, and it is time to focus your energy once again. The bull is a hard worker, so when you begin to work with your work more intentions and focus on your daily tasks, everything will begin to flow again.
Nice.
So listen to your body, apparently. And then, oh yeah, I wanted to read the email. So I get these emails every month from, let's see, from Tame and Wild. So I'm gonna read it, what it says. So you guys bear with me. Okay, so it says, this full moon in Taurus is surrounded by energies urging us to let go of the outdated, the rundown, and the stagnant in our lives. Now Venus, the planet of love and the ruling planet of Taurus, has been retrograde since October 5th. What this means is that those beautiful, turbulent, harsh, and loving energies you've been experiencing over the past couple of weeks within the realms of love, beauty, sex, relationship, friendship, value, money, and self-worth are all coming to head under this full moon. What relationship have become more of a burden than a joy? How are you showing up for yourself and for others in your life? Change can be scary. This we all know well. But this full moon in Taurus is reminding you, pleading with you to not let fear of change take hold and keep you still and stagnant. To not let the fear of change hold you back from all the blessings and newness to come. You are being asked how to take that fear by the hand and walk steadfast and true into this new chapter of your life. Closing doors, releasing the past, and making space for all the beauty that lies ahead. So what do you think, Anja?
I like that. That matches the season too.
It's funny because you and me have talked about this, how we feel that this is the season, to close cycles, to close all cycles, right? We talked about this.
So nice, yeah.
So, and I think that is happening to a lot of people in many different areas of their life. It not necessarily have to be a relationship, but on a work environment or in a personal quest or different areas. I feel like all throughout the year it got hyped up during the summer to really push us to really see our dark side and to work things out. And it, you know, it was rough, but I really feel that too intuitively, that like a relief kind of, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it makes you feel lighter.
Yes, like, oh my gosh, I can catch a break now. You know?
Yeah, and it's like even I notice for me, even when you thought you're done with something, it gets coughed up again and hits you on the head. You know, the past sneaks up again. Like, are you sure you're done with that? Like, let me remind you, right?
Yeah.
So you really get forced again to go through it and chew it out and spit it out until you're done. And I also notice a lot of people, like, could be the frequencies too and the change that is coming, that people really get forced into it if they're ready or not.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with you. I wanted to say there's it tells you here just the different tips that you can do. So here it says draw yourself a hot bath. What better way to clear the chaos in the past months that will with a bath or a hot shower? Fill the tub with beautiful salt scents, the waters with delicious scenting or smelling oils, and line up the room with candle. Let the fear and harshness melt from your skin and allow yourself to indulge in pleasure that both feels good and good for you. Or burn your past to ash, a classic full moon ritual, and one of that feels perfect for the energies of this month is to all of you need is a piece of paper, a pen, and a lighter, and a fire safe container. Begin by writing down every single thing you feel outdated, heavy, and stagnant in your life. Write down the feeling, the people, the places, and the habits that no longer serves you. Allow the feeling you keep inside and pour out the page, taking along as you need with this. Then when you feel done, burn the page. And then the last thing it says, purge your belongings. The ever so delightful materialistic Taurus is asking you to take a critical aesthetic eye to everything you own. What items have you been dragging from place to place but never end up using them? What no longer fits into your change of your life? What doesn't appeal to your style and dreams for the new? It's time to clean it out.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And you know what I find? I mean, you and me, we're doing it, cleaning up your house,
Yes.
sorting,
Yes.
sorting out your house. Like, really, that's actually, as funny as it sounds, that's where it starts.
Yeah.
Like, declutter what you don't need, clean up.
Yeah.
And the windows, I still have to do my windows. I'm still looking for the elves. I fired them. They sucked. They still haven't cleaned my windows. But stuff like that, and reorganize your workspace. If you do rituals or spiritual work, that place always has to be spotless, and that is
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah, because if you have clutter everywhere, you start feeling contrived and the energy is just too heavy.
Yeah,
And if
it's
you do
yucky.
spiritual work, you want to be working with a place where you feel like the energy is zen and clear and flowing, not cluttery and stuff. And I
Yeah,
will suggest that when you, because if you're like me, once in a while you redecorate your whole
yeah,
house.
I do that.
So like I get bored looking at it the same, so I have to rearrange things. But every time you do that, I will recommend to sage, to smudge, because items, as you know, can hold stagnant energy. And when you're moving things around, you don't want that stagnant energy being in the room. So, I like it. If you every time I do that, I sage all the time. I think I'm addicted to
Yeah,
smudging.
me too. Like, or dusting, just dusting, if you don't have clutter and you just dust and then sage, that, like, I did that last week and I told you about it. I mean, not that it was dirty or fully in my house, but I just haven't dusted and swapped the floors in 2 weeks, and it made me feel bad. The energy was just,
Yeah.
and it helped so much. So this is where it starts, right? And then, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that instead of pulling individual cards, I think that why would I pull just you pull some cards and I will pull some cards for for the whole collective, for people that are watching and people that are gonna watch this. So let's see what we get for the collective with this, with the intention put on the full moon, you know, what the collective will benefit from this full moon. So I think that will be better if we do that, because
over an hour already, huh?
yeah, and that's fine. I love learning from you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I like your two crystal shows. They were very nice. That was very well explained with the cleansing and charging, because it's so important, right? Some crystals don't like the sun, like amethyst, scratch, do not sun in the moon tonight. Got that? boss.
Yes. No, I'm trying to clear my space here because I have so much stuff going on that I don't have space to shuffle my cards.
You see, I just cleaned my place. But
yes, I was gonna say, somebody left a comment, I forgot who it was, on my show, on my crystal show, asking why not charging with the sun, with the energies of the sun? Why the moonlight and why not the sun? Well, you can charge your crystals with the sun, but here's the thing: some crystals will get dark, or they get opaque, or is that a word? I don't know if that's a word. They will get darkened. Like if you can't put amethyst outside. Anja, remind me of that. You can't put amethyst outside.
It will lose its color. It will lose his color. It will not look purple anymore. It will lose its color.
So, and some other ones, they're okay. And also with water, you can cleanse your crystals with water, but there's some crystals like selenite will melt with water. So you can't cleanse like selenite with water. And the moonlight, to be honest with you, I haven't found, and I've done research, and I don't know if you know any crystal that will get damaged with the moonlight, because I haven't found any. So
do it scratched, and it's full moon. Put them out on the little table there.
Yeah, do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Yeah, and I learned the hard way too, like a few years ago, right? I had a balcony and I was putting out crystals on a little table because I thought it's nice and looks pretty. And then like some of them, they really started literally bursting. I forgot what it was, it's so many years ago, but they literally started cracking apart just from the rain and the sun.
Saw a card jump out. It's funny that you were talking about wheat, because this picture, I don't know if it will focus.
Okay, Scratch, not right now. You shall watch this and then.
You see, Anja?
Ooh, yeah, the corn, the wheat.
Yep, it's funny. That one jumped out.
That is funny.
So let's see. I can get them without spilling them all. Okay, so this one.
New beginnings. I just want to show what just popped out.
Yep.
New beginnings.
Beautiful. Whoa. No, I'm not taking you all. Don't get excited here. Okay. Whoa. Jesus.
Whoa. Hello.
So I guess I'll keep those two. Let's see. New growth. So 2 fire. I love it.
Me too.
So are you ready?
I'm ready.
You want me to go first, or you want to go first? You're the guest.
Okay, since it's for the collective, I read from the book. I mean, if I do readings, I don't read from the book because
it's a personal thing.
Yeah. Because I read the pictures, right? Okay, and the energies. I mean, not only the pictures, that sounded dumb. I mean, the energies. Okay. So this powerful card came today to share with you all that the blessings of new beginnings are upon you. Life moves in cycles, and the one you are currently entering is one of exciting new opportunities. The light of a new dawn and the medicine of carcoxenite is shining down upon you. As one chapter of your life is coming to an end, it is time to dust yourself off, that's funny, and focus on the here and now. As the old drops away, you may be feeling a range of different emotions, such as fear, joy, excitement, anticipation, and even a little sadness as you enter into this renewed time of transformation. Work closely with the divas to release any unwanted fears of or resistance and trust this in a sacred time of bringing new energy into your life. As you draw upon the medicine of the carcoxenite, I can't say that name, that's a crystal, know that this is a perfect time for you to start a new project or pursue something that you have been holding off on for the right time. You are being urged to embrace this opportunity fully and allow the first light of dawn to shine upon you, offering blessings of rebirth, rejuvenation in every aspect of your life. Enjoy this new part of your journey. It will bring you an abundance of positive change.
Lovely. Good night, Mrs. Elite Nugs. That I love it. It goes really well too. All right, so I got a few cards. So the first card I got was the healer.
Wow.
Well, it's not focusing. Then I got two fire element cards, which is the ignite and connect.
Nice.
And the last card was new growth.
Wow.
So I'm not gonna read from the book because this tells me a story right here.
Yeah, you got more.
Yes, the healer, to me, it represents us, everybody, individually. We've been through this journey, you know, things that keeps popping up into our lives that we have to deal with, or shadow work that we've been doing. That's part of the process to heal ourselves. So we are the healers. This is us. And that walk, that learning, those struggles that we overcome and everything creates an ignition. It ignites what's the word I'm looking for? Not power, but ignites, I guess, the want to connect, to be more connected, you know?
The sparkle, the spark.
Yes, to be connected, you know, to get to that connection that we all desire so bad. And, you know, we planted the seed and now it's taking root, and we can take a big breath that is growing, is there, you know? We got this. That's my favorite word to say. We got this. I know it sucks at times, but we got each other and we got this. So, yes.
That is
also,
very nice.
Yes, also I pulled a native spirit card, and it says, is the answering the call. So let's see what it says in the book. It says, you've been called. If you've been waiting for your life to shift, the waiting is over. Your true and authentic life is happening. If you've been hoping for a sign, this is it. Right now, your spirit guides, ancestors, and loved ones who have passed on are sending you messages. Wow. Love and healing. You've been called, and our gateway is opening to communication from the spirit realms. What we were talking earlier about the veil.
Isn't that cool?
Now in these days ahead, signs from spirits will be around you. So watch them, watch for them. So what a beautiful card to close out the show, because we started talking about this. We started talking how you felt like the veil was thinning, and how when that happens, you can connect with your ancestors. So here, you guys, I love
answering the call.
So yes.
How cool is that?
I thought that was very cool. But I want to
And
thank
look,
you,
that
Anja.
card that I have here, what I showed, unfortunately, it looks totally different in the color, but that looks like little sparks on the
Oh,
side.
wow. Like a fire.
Yeah.
Nice. But I want to thank you, Anja, for coming back to the Raven Wolf channel. Is
Well, thank you.
the dragon
That's,
and the wolf.
that was fun as always.
Yes, and teaching us something new. Definitely. Thank you so much. And everybody in the chat, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for watching. Thanks for all the love and support that I've been
Thank
getting.
you. Mwah.
We love you guys and happy full moon. And I don't know if Anja's still gonna do it, but you should check out Anja's channel and subscribe if you haven't. But I think she mentioned she might live stream. So correct?
If it's just gonna be the fire, I'm just gonna do a little
So,
incense burning.
so
Like I said,
definitely,
just the opening of the season.
yeah, definitely check her out. So again, good night, happy full moon, and I will see you guys when I will see you guys, I don't know, next time. Good night.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.